Well, here to augment on the future of marinas, we'll now hear from Oliver Dorschuck. Oliver is the CEO of D-Marin. It's a multi-award-winning marina company offering marina experiences that merge uncompromised excellence with attention to detail. I'll just give you a minute to sit down. Okay, thank you. Oliver is, as I said, the CEO of D-Marin. They are also a platinum sponsor here at this year's ICOMIA, so thank you so much for your support in this event. Oliver, if you could join me on the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, Oliver Dorschuck.
Thank you. I think I got a clear warning that I'm not allowed to overstep my time limit, otherwise the electricity will go down. So I think that is pretty clear. So thank you for this reminder. And I'm sure we will use this for our next conference as well. So I think that's a very effective way. Baxter, I think you had a fantastic speech. So if there's anything left you want to say, please do so now in full light and full electricity. So the power is definitely back on stage. First of all, good morning. Good. I know it's very hard after a coffee break where everybody has something else in mind in order to catch and grab your attention. I will have a 15-minute speech. This is for switching off the electricity. And I will continue exactly where I stopped 2 years ago in Portugal. Who have been in Portugal? This is exactly 43.7%. I can see this. I'm a number-driven guy. So what I'm definitely hearing more is American accents than in Portugal. So this has changed. So what is exciting in our industry is that everything is changing. And this is what I'm talking about. I will talk about 3 trends. And the 3 trends not only on the high level, because it is nice to talk high level. What is important for me as an operative commercial guy is to understand what does it mean concrete. So you will see people and you will see numbers in my presentation. It is a personal view, as you see. Therefore, it makes sense to say, who is this guy who has a personal view? So I'm getting older and older. I'm now 24 years in hospitality. I was running hotels, I was running airlines, and now since 5 years, I'm with D-Marin, running marinas. So I grew up my whole life around the Mediterranean Sea, but also globally in Asia and the Caribbean. Obviously, for my accent, I'm German, and I'm supposed to be and have humor. So that's a bit awkward that a German has also a bit of humor. What I really like from the bottom of my heart is really customer experience, innovation, commercial, digitalization, and this is where my core focus is about. This is where I believe our industry can do massive things in the future. Introducing our superstar, my perspective is not the US, it's not Asia, my perspective is the Mediterranean Sea, and which is a fantastic 3,800 kilometers from here to there, 800 kilometers from the bottom to the North African coast. Should I translate it in miles for our Americans? No, I think we can translate this. This is roughly 2,400 miles and 500 miles in height. It's an amazing yachting destination. We know the cultural heritage of all of these sites. Boating in this Mediterranean Sea is more than 10,000 years old. So this is nothing new. This has happened many, many, many years before our time. It is also one of the most beautiful coastal lines. This is where the boating and the yachting happens. It is because it is so beautiful. I selected a couple of pictures. I could have selected probably 1,000 pictures, and you would have all known where this is. It is a very diverse area where you can have very different experiences. And this is what boating and yachting is about. Coming to numbers, coming to what does it mean for us as a marina sector. We have roughly 300,000 boats in this Mediterranean Sea, above 8 meters. We have 1,500 marinas, which have a certain size. This is roughly 2.7 billion berthing revenue. Of course, we have other revenue lines on top with fuel, retail, and so on. So we are a massive industry, right? This is what we are all managing in the Mediterranean Sea. This funny graph on the right bottom, where you see the 1,050 marinas, is basically how the structure is in the Mediterranean Sea. You have a lot of marinas which have groups below one marina, 2 marinas, 3 marinas. That's all the blue dots. And then you have 3-4 groups which have more than 5 marinas in the Mediterranean Sea. So it's a highly fragmented market when you look at it and compare it to other industries. This is where we are now. We have D-Marin, yes, but also we have ATSI Marinas, we have Marina D, we have Ossibar, we have a lot of marinas which have 10 to 20 marinas, Setur in Turkey, which have 10 to 20 marinas, but they are specifically country. We don't have a global player who is responsible for more than one country. Looking at D-Marin, and this is where we were growing over the time, we have now, from the 300,000 boaters, we have roughly 50,000 customers in our CRM. We have 60% of all super yachts. We know them. We have 27 marinas, and we have 1,000 super yacht berths. So we have a decent size, but when you look at the fragmentation, still D-Marin is a small player. I think it's very exciting times for the marina industry. I think it's very exciting times for the marina industry, and I see 3 emerging trends. One is customers are getting more demanding. I think this is what Baxter was saying. This is what Alberto from Ferretti Group is saying. This is when I talked to Giovanni Vitelli from Azimut Benetti. All of them are saying customers are getting more demanding, and this means something for us. Second is we see time for new partnerships and consolidation. It will happen. And the third one is leadership. I think it's not enough anymore to run something. I think we need to think about how we can become the perfect and very good company and create a leadership style which makes our people empowered to deliver the service I'm talking about in the first trend. These are my 3 headlines, and I will go now deep dive into these and give some concrete examples what we as D-Marin believe about it and have done about it. First of all, Net Promoter Score, customer satisfaction is all about people. You win the heart of the people with your own people. You win the heart of the customers with your own people. That's the key. This is what I'm in hospitality since 25 years. No matter how I analyzed it, how I looked at it, how I spoke with customers, this is what makes the difference. It's not the best marina, it is not the best digital tools, it is really the people you have in the marina. You need to select the right people, you need to train them, you need to have a vision how to define every of the customer touch points in a marina, and then you need to make this happen every day, again and again and again. Customer touch points happen very, very often, even if you're not in the marina, even if I'm not in the marina, and this is a system you need to create. We established a rigid measurement when I joined D-Marin in 21, and this is about asking customers, how happy are you? We increased this number from 38 to 59. This morning, basically, I looked in the data, I'm reading every comment from customers, and now we are at 60. So this is this culture you create in order to design and measure, and then you learn from the customer feedback constantly every day. It's not a one-day task, it is what you do every day. Our brand campaign, so we are trying to put this now into emotions, and our brand campaign has now more than 5 to 6 million clicks. So everybody has seen this clip. It is amazing how we can multiply our brand and not only have this logic and this birthing, we also have the emotions. In order to give our people enough time, we need to be very efficient and make the interaction with the customers very effortless. And this is where the digital part comes in. This is where we invested in an own system. This is where we created an app which 93% of the people are using. Our annual renewals are done 83% by just clicking and payment. So there is no friction between. It is the customers like it. They like to stay, and so they confirm that they renew the annual contract. 41% of all our transient bookings are booked, confirmed, and paid online. No interaction with any front office person. This frees up time in order to deliver greater customer experience. We did a relaunch of our webpage. We have now 3 times more inquiries than before. As we have scale, we could build a website which is much more responsive when it comes to Google search marketing and all of this, which is pretty natural in other industries. I was talking about scale, and scale is, of course, and a lot of things has happened in our sector. When you look at the news, where marinas were acquiring other marinas, and the consolidation pretty much started now. Scale helps. In 21, we had 12 marinas. Now we are at 27. I was corrected from the team several times that we only have 26 marinas. Yeah, it's true. I hoped I can announce another one, which I can't. But I'm pretty hopeful that soon we will have 27, so I hope the team will accept this mistake. I think when it comes to digital, and Alberto was also saying before that safety is one super important thing. I think our cooperation with Sensorboat is amazingly well accepted from the customers. So this is a not usual cooperation with a sensor company where we are half partner with. But I think it is also bringing the customer value. The sensors are included in our berthing product, and therefore the customers are enjoying protection and very fast reaction against water, battery, flats, and fire. And I think when it comes to minutes, the marina is the person who can react the fastest. It's not the customers living somewhere else, it must be the marina. And this speed of service is amazingly well received by our customers. As I said, we built an own marina system where we can see every number, what happened yesterday, when I was talking about the Net Promoter Score, how it moved from yesterday to today. I can see the transient bookings, and this is important when you have a decentralized business, that you always have the control on what is happening, and this is why the system was so important for us to have a standard here and also ensure the customer experience. One sentence Dean is always saying, the systems make our marineros, our front office people, the heroes in front of the customers. Because when you have a great CRM, of course you can use this information and make them heroes. And then last, more unusual cooperation is what we have done with Azimut Benetti in 2 marinas, and we are in further discussions, is exactly this. The sector will find new partnerships which are not that obvious. The third one, I was saying I worked for big companies with more than 50,000 people. I was responsible for more than 10,000 people in my 2 last jobs, 5 billion revenues. So I've seen a lot of big business bullshit. I've seen a lot of stuff what big companies are not doing well. when I had my garden leave and I stepped back and then I was trying to understand what are the parts from big companies you should keep and what should you delete. And this is basically the moment when I joined D-Marin. It is a unique opportunity to say we take the good stuff and we leave the whole unimportant things out of our building a culture for having a great company. For me, the leadership team is the most important thing. So leadership is where it starts. When you are in my shoes, thinking about it, 26 mariners, I can't be there every time. So it depends on our regional manager. It depends on our marina manager. They are the superstars, and they are ensuring this everyday customer experience. It's not me. It's not about me. It is really about our people on the ground, on the front office, and the marineros. I talked about the cultural differences and the huge variety in the Mediterranean Sea. So, and our leadership team is exactly the same. So we have in our top 12 team, we have 9 different nationalities. And this happened by design. I was recruiting, always trying to find the best people, but then you need to have, when you're doing business in Croatia, when you're doing business in Greece, in Spain, in France, in Italy, you need the local people. They really understand the culture. I have a flavor, I have a sense, growing up in the Mediterranean Sea, I have a sense what it means, but of course you need this local touch, and this is where I'm pretty passionate about it. And as a consequence, probably you see the pattern, I like numbers. So we are measuring how happy our customers are. And also this number grew from 2021 from 37 to now 73. So even this, people are recommending working for D-Marin. And circling this back to the customer experience part and my focus on customer experience and how important people are, that is exactly what is important, because we like to keep the best people. This is what is in our DNA, and this is where we would like to become a real hospitality company. It was also mentioned in a couple of presentations already today that the ESG part, sustainability, we have an obligation. It's not only for me, it's also for future generations, right? We need to be very, very certain that what we do today has an impact. We are measuring it. When we started, we were in the bottom quarter of companies when it comes to ESG. Now we are in the top 6%. When it comes to environment, social, and governance. So that's also a very important point, that we also target our organization to say we improve as a company, and we have clear values. In the beginning, we established a compass where we clearly defined why, what, and how. Pretty simple, nothing really high level, but these values you need to live every day, and this is where leadership comes in and is so important. When I summarize this, I think we have these 3 trends. Please look at the customer experience. The second one is consolidation will happen, and scale helps when it comes to investments, when it comes to professional management of companies, numbers driven, but also having the right heart in order to make the things happen. And the third one is building a great company. This is what guides me since 4 or 5 years building D-Marin, these 3 trends, and this is where we underpin it with more and more activities. And what we can see, that each of the numbers we wanted to move are moving. I think we have here, as a sector, the fantastic opportunity to be united. I think somebody mentioned it in the beginning. Let's be united. Think about surprising corporations, extending your view, be open, have a fantastic discussion, and again, thank you for your time. It was a pleasure talking to you, and see you in 2 years.